Hello students, I am Raghavendra Namdev, Assistant Professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Oriental College of Technology, Bhopal. In this video lecture on the matter of compressible fluid flow, we will be discussing area velocity relation for one-dimensional isentropic flow. A nozzle or a diffuser are varying area duct. While a nozzle increases kinetic energy at the expense of its pressure, in a diffuser, a fluid loses kinetic energy and gains pressure. Study of both a nozzle and a diffuser involve consideration of one-dimensional isentropic fluid flow, since energy transfer across nozzle or diffuser wall is usually negligible. The most important factor which tends to produce continuous changes in the state of flow stream in such fluid flows changes in the cross-sectional area of the duct. Here we will discuss area velocity relation for one-dimensional isentropic flow and will try to arrive at meaningful relationship between them. Let us consider a convergent divergent nozzle which is a varying area duct. Let a compressible fluid flows through the duct isentropically. That is, there is no heat exchange and wall friction. The nozzle is shown in the figure below. Now assume a control volume in the duct bounded by two vertical cross sections shown in the diagram. The properties pressure, temperature and density at entrance and exit are P, T, rho at the entrance and P plus dP, T plus dt and rho plus d rho at the exit respectively. Also, let A plus dA and V plus dV be cross-sectional area and velocity at the entrance and exit respectively. Since stagnation enthalpy and stagnation temperature do not change in isentropic flow, we can write stagnation enthalpy 0 equal to H plus V square upon 2 equal to constant. Now if enthalpy terms are accumulated at the left hand side and then differentiation is done, we can write dH equal to minus V dV. Now from the property relation we know that TdS equal to dH minus VdP. So for isentropic flow where ds is equal to 0, we can write dH equal to dP upon rho, and from equation 1 and 2 dP minus V dV or dP upon dV less than 0. That is, as pressure decreases, velocity increases and vice versa. Now the continuity equation gives rho AV equal to constant. By logarithmic differentiation, that is taking logarithm and then differentiating, we get d rho upon rho plus dA upon A plus dV upon V equal to 0. That implies dA upon A equal to minus dV upon V minus d rho upon rho, which is equal to dP upon rho V square minus d rho upon rho when we substitute for dV from equation 3, and this is further equal to dP upon rho V square into 1 minus V square into d rho upon dP. Now this can be written in a simple terms when we understand that dP upon d rho represents sound velocity and Mach number is V upon sound velocity. So we get dA upon A equal to dP upon rho V square into 1 minus m square. Since m square, that is square of Mach number, is equal to V square upon dP upon d rho. The sound velocity being equal to square root of dP upon d rho. Or we can write dA upon A equal to minus dV upon V into 1 minus m square. Since dP is equal to minus rho V dV as per equation 3. Writing in a different way, we can say dA upon dV equal to minus A upon V into 1 minus m square. Thus, we can conclude that when Mach number is less than 1, that is inlet velocity is subsonic, as flow area A decreases, the pressure decreases and velocity increases. It works as a nozzle. And when flow area A increases, pressure increases and velocity decreases. It works as a diffuser. When Mach number is greater than 1, that is the inlet velocity is supersonic, as flow area A decreases, pressure increases and velocity decreases. It works as a diffuser. And as flow area increases, pressure decreases and velocity increases. It works as a nozzle. The two conditions thus are: for supersonic flow, a convergent passage becomes a nozzle and a divergent passage becomes a diffuser. For supersonic flow, a convergent passage is a diffuser and a divergent passage is a nozzle. All these conditions are shown in the diagram, which is self-explanatory. That ends our discussion on one-dimensional isentropic flow area velocity relationship. Hope you found it useful. Thank you.